Hello guys and welcome back to another episode of our EAFC 25 career mode here with Bayern Munich. We are back today after getting slightly back on track in the last game of the previous episode, beating Wolfsburg by 4-0, but we've got some work still to do in the Champions League, where as we head into January today we will have our final two league fixtures where we're looking to make up some ground to qualify for the last 16 in one of those top 8 positions. We're still doing well in the Bundesliga, but of course knocked out of the DFB Pokal in just the second round to Union Berlin. So as I say, heading into January today, we're going to play through, we've got 4 games in the Bundesliga, our final 2 league games in the Champions League, and we'll have the whole January window as well. So let's just dive straight into our first game at home at the Allianz against Hoffenheim after the winter break, where we currently sit 1 point clear of Borussia Dortmund and looking to extend on our slender lead at the top. Auf geht's, Die Rotten. Nice ball out to Kivior, swings in an early cross, Meyer does well, and Pavlovic gets it on the deck. Of course, still no Mensah for us, with him being out injured. That's a nice ball through by Musiala to send Bakker back on top of the goal scoring charts and back on the score sheet today as well. I said he'd been a little bit slower with his pace this season than he was last year, but that is goal number 12 in the Bundesliga this season on match day 16, so just under a goal a game is not too far away from where he was last campaign. Fonzie down the left, able to stretch his legs and find Jamal Musiala. Keep going, Federico, and Luna to the byline, looks for Sem Bakker. It's a dangerous looking ball. Inacio does well, Elise from range. Dusan picks up the loose ball and slides it through to Sem Bakker, and it's 2. And this is much better from Bayern Munich. Sem Bakker doubles our lead and gets his second of the afternoon, and he's on for another Bundesliga hat-trick. Jamal over the halfway line finds Luna, who's been in really good form recently, to be fair. Lost his place to Lopez at the start of the season, but this is why I can't drop him at the moment. Oh, and he nearly picked out Jamal in the middle, but it is all Bayern Munich in this opening half an hour. There's Luna again, lifts it for Sem Bakker, and that's a good save to deny him his hat-trick. But we are playing so well in these opening stages, and Musiala finds Bakker. Surely this time, there it is. A first half hat-trick for Sem Bakker. It's taken him just 31 minutes, and Bayern Munich are running rampant at the Allianz. Free kick here for Bayern Munich. Very dangerous position, especially with this man, Michael Elise, over it. Not scored one for a little while, but Elise has scored one now. Elise makes it 4. He's having a fantastic season, and it's our first free kick goal of the season as well. Michael Elise up and over the wall. It's quite central where it actually hits the net, but the keeper can't get there, and Bayern Munich have a 4th, and what a perfect start to today's episode. That will do it here at the Allianz. Wonderful, wonderful start to today's episode. Sem Bakker with the first half hat-trick, and then Michael Elise with the cherry on top in that second half with a wonderful free kick goal. I believe his 6th or potentially 7th of the season. He is flying, and so is that man Sem Bakker, getting his mojo back and back at the top of the goal scoring charts as well. Brilliant win for Bayern to keep ourselves top of the table. And as we do get back to the menu, we do see there are a couple of bids coming in. Now, firstly, Alphonso Davies is going nowhere, so that one can be turned down. Interesting bid for Federico Luna, but considering how well he has been playing this season, definitely going to keep him here. I did say in the summer there was a chance he could potentially leave, but he's been in good form, so he's going to stay. But as for Aaron Neumann, we had loads of bids in the lead up to the transfer window, which I turned down, but of course handed in that transfer request. I'm not going to keep him here against his will. I don't think. I'd rather just cash in and take the money for him, but I'm going to ask for, I don't know, man. I feel like we could get maybe a little bit more. He is still under contract, so we're not necessarily obliged to sell, even though he has handed in that transfer request. If we can get around 20 million for him, then I think that'll be a decent deal. But by the looks of it, I think Lazio here are going to hold out at 17 million. Yeah, okay, well, we'll find another suitor for him. That's absolutely fine. Oh, wow, and look at this. Manager of the year. We've not seen this before. And I'm a little bit surprised, to be honest, considering it was probably one of our worst seasons of the save. We won the Bundesliga, of course, or at least in recent history, one of our worst seasons. We won the Bundesliga, but I'm a little bit surprised to be seeing that. I'm not going to turn my nose up at it, of course, but Manager of the Year this season goes to yours truly. And just very quickly before jumping into this next game here, we do have a bit of a situation with contracts. Both our backup keepers, Marvin Schwab and Christian Fruchtel, both with their deals up at the end of the season. We've already discussed this, saying that Marvin can leave at the end of the campaign. But as for Christian Fruchtel, you'll be seeing him get a new deal. Of course, homegrown, trained at the club, and a decent backup to have. So Marvin will let leave on a free at the end of the season. Someone can poach him now in January to pick up at the end of the season, but yeah, Christian Fruchtel will be getting a new deal and will be staying. But as we do jump into our next game, taking on Hertha Berlin away from home, Borussia Dortmund is staying at just 1 point behind us, as they're not giving up on this title race, and they are staying well and truly in the mix with a big win over high-flying FSV Mainz in their previous game. Still yet to lose in the Bundesliga as we approach the halfway stage. They're not going anywhere, Borussia Dortmund. Need to get a win here. Auf geht's, die rotten. Provokacic into Lopez, who gets the start today. Lopez onto his right foot. Now Sembaka back to Lopez, goes for the near post and look to trick the keeper. Yeah, also good news to see that Mensah's getting back to fitness and he'll be available pretty soon. Pavlovic has done a brilliant job in the absence of the young central midfielder, but yeah, it'll make such a big difference having him back, as Musiala now tests the keeper as well. But yeah, Mensah close to being back will be a big boost for this Bayern Munich team, as Musiala swings the corner and Pavlovic goes up, and oh, that was a difficult one for the keeper, and Pavlovic stays down as well. So with Mensah coming back, Pavlovic, who's done a great job stepping in for him, now hitting the deck and staying down as well. Fonzie does well. Now Musiala, Pavlovic, forward to Michael Elise. It might come for Sembaka, who bullies his way through. Keeper saves, and Hertha Berlin clear. Well, we've had the better chances in this half, but so far not able to take one to give us the lead. Great run by Michael Elise, his shot blocked. And again, Hertha survived, putting a lot of pressure on that goal as we look to find the breakthrough before the interval. And Fonzie has it back and drives forward. Great running by Alphonso Davies. Now Lopez back to Fonzie. And Sembaka on the weaker right foot does give us the lead before the break, and that has been coming as well. Bayern Munich break the deadlock, and of course it is that man, Sembaka. Well, 20 minutes to play here. Second half's been pretty quiet, but Hertha Berlin just digging in and keeping themselves in the game with, as I say, 20 left to play. Only takes one moment and one chance to level the score, and they've kept themselves in it, as I say. But that's a dangerous ball into Sembaka, who fires wide as we hunt the second goal to give us a cushion. Sessa again as Hertha look for an equaliser. Lovely ball into Sessa, the substitute. Still Sessa, ball through, and that's a big save by Ronnie as Rojas finds Jamal, and Rojas and Luna. Rojas again, Baka, lovely move, and Federico Luna, who doesn't get many, seals the game from one end to the other. Ronnie makes a big save. Federico seals it with the second. And you can see what it means to Bayern Munich. And the win here means that at the official halfway stage, we will be top of the Bundesliga. No letting Dortmund back into it, despite them being unbeaten and keeping pace with us. Bayern Munich will lead the table at the halfway stage. Well, as we get back to the menu after that game, a couple of bits of housekeeping to do. The injury for Pavlovic is another broken toe, so just as we're starting to get Mensah back, Pavlovic goes down with the same injury and will be out for 3 months, as Mensah was as well. So that is a shame. We've got a bid for Aaron Newman from Bayer Leverkusen. I don't mind this one, letting the youngster stay in Germany and link up with Xabi Alonso if he wants to bring in the young German. And for 21.5 million, well, Lazio didn't want to pay 20. Xabi Alonso happy to pay 21.5. I think that's a decent sale. I can't remember exactly what it was that we bought him from just last season, but yeah, I'm sure we'll be making some profit on the young lad. Well, as the weekend rolls around and we reject another bid for Federico Luna, we see Borussia Dortmund have gone top of the table with a win on Friday night as they beat Fortuna Düsseldorf 2-0 at home. But taking on Hamburg away from home here, we know that, of course, a win will take us back to the top of the table. But Borussia Dortmund, 14 wins, 4 draws in their opening 18 games, still yet to lose. And as I say, going top of the table for the time being. Leverkusen going on a decent run as well and starting to close the gap. But at the moment, it looks like it may be a 2-horse race between ourselves and Dortmund. Need a win here to move ourselves back to the top of the table. Auf geht's, die rotten. Well, here we go in the third game of the episode. Couple of changes as we have got that big clash in the Champions League to come in midweek. As Sembaka straight from kickoff. What a start! 1 minute 40 seconds on the clock, and Sembaka makes it 3 games today that he has found the net. He is absolutely flying, and so are Bayern Munich as we look to return to the top of the table. Looking to really give ourselves a cushion as early as we can in this game, but that's lovely football. Oh, and it's a brilliant goal from Hamburg as well. I thought I'd just done enough to force him to take the strike on early, but he finds the back of the net regardless. And Hamburg back level at the Volkspark Stadion. Ronnie caught a little bit in no man's land, but it's still a great finish into that bottom corner. I was hoping we might get a comfortable 2 or 3 goals up as Jamal finds Lopez, who restores the lead almost instantly. A little bit of luck the way it fell back to Musiala, but we'll take that all day long. I was just about to say I was hoping we'd get a 2 or 3 goal cushion so that I can take the likes of Baka and Musiala off with that big clash coming in midweek, but that's a little bit of a lucky goal the way it rebounds back to Musiala, but Lopez on hand to finish. Sasha, that's all you. Well done, son. Now Rojas with space to run into. Baka releases Jamal. This is the chance to give us the lead, or the 2-goal lead, and Jamal is never going to miss that. Musiala makes it 3-1. The 2-goal cushion is there for Bayern Munich, and now we can think about our subs. You can see I've already requested them, and that is perfect timing by the captain. And Mensah, good to get him some minutes. Oh, what a pass, and Marquez hits it first time, and it's off the upright. Would have been a lovely assist by Mensah. Oh, and that is a giveaway, and we will take that all day long. Marquez on the score sheet to make it 4 off the bench. And for the second time in today's episode, and really in the last, 4 games? We've hit 4, yeah. 3 times in the last 4 Bundesliga matches, we have hit 4 goals. Marquez rounds off the victory with the simplest goal of his career. Hamburg playing their way out and shooting themselves in the foot as Bayern Munich running riot again. Well, straight after that game, we see Newman being walked out of the door. Oh, it's completely skipped it. Okay. Well, no confirmation of the deal, but I guess if we go into transfer history, my club, change the date, we should see, there it is, 21.5 million for Aaron Neumann. Decent deal looking at the market valuation. Shame to see him go, but in the hunt for more first team football, joining up with Xabi Alonso. So no real complaints from me there, but I will probably look to replace him in today's episode, as I don't want to be short, especially as we're starting to see a few injuries. Don't want to be short heading into the second half of the season. And guys, I've already got my replacement lined up, so I might as well just crack on with the signing. Carlo Fischer, currently at Borussia Mönchengladbach. 4 years younger than Neumann, so just 20 years of age. 6 foot tall, and he is a left-footed player like Neumann was as well. Quite a low market valuation and a wage of just 17 grand at the moment at Mönchengladbach. He is left-footed but can supposedly play centre-back and right-back. I don't think he'd get much football right-back for him. The acceleration's not the quickest. The sprint speed is a lot higher though. Again, agility and balance not great, so I don't think he would ever play a full-back for him. I definitely see this guy as more of a centre-back. But as a young defender coming in to replace Neumann, I think it is quite a good signing, and we're definitely going to end up paying less for him than we sold Neumann to Leverkusen. So let's go and get after him from Mönchengladbach. Well, an absolute must-win game for us here in the Champions League as we travel to Belgium to take on Club Brugge. I'm not sure if it's in our hands or out of our hands now, whether we qualify in one of the top 8 positions in the Champions League. I guess it's probably out of our hands, because if every team above us wins, then they would qualify, but it depends if any of them are playing each other. It's really difficult to work out, even on the final match day of the league phase. But we've just got to do our job, win our remaining 2, and I think we will sneak into that top 8. So let's get the first of those 2 here in Belgium. Auf geht's, Die Rotten. Inacio does well. Luna flicks on to Musiala. Now it's Sembaka out to Federico. Lovely little touch inside now. Sembaka looks to hit one. Elise will keep the ball in play. Boe. Luna back to Sasha. And it might fall for Sembaka. And more bodies in the way as Luna lets fly. And Luna does well to keep it alive. Mensah through the gap. Elise into the middle for Musiala. And we do have the breakthrough. And it's been coming, and it's the captain who finds it. Big goal for Bayern Munich in the Champions League as we keep our last 16 hopes alive. Well, as I said, it had been coming, that goal, and we've been really positive in these early stages. Elise's onside, pegs it in for Baka, and there's Jamal Musiala for 2. It's a brilliant move. And do you know what? I've been feeling it today, guys. I don't know what it is. It's been a little while since I've played. I know I was having a bit of a meltdown a couple of episodes ago, but I'm feeling good today. And we look to make it 5 wins from 5. Is it 5 from 5 or 4 from 4 in today's episode? I'm not too sure, but we are absolutely flying as Jamal doubles our lead. I think this would make it 4 from 4 in today's episode, but nonetheless, we've still been absolutely electric as Baka just gets too much on it. Luna down the left, lovely play, and this is why I'm not accepting any of those big bids. Musiala finds Elise and he belts in the 3rd. And it's game over now. Bayern Munich picking up the 3 points and putting ourselves in a strong position for qualification in one of those top 8 positions. Musiala with 2 goals and an assist. He's been brilliant. And Elise with a fantastic finish to drill in the 3rd and secure the points. Well, let's take a look at the league table, and we're in 8th place. So I think that means destiny is in our own hands. If we win on match day 8 as Brighton and Hove Albion top the league phase. If we win on match day 8, then we should be qualifying through to the last 16, and we're away against Bodo Glimt. I think that's Norway. I want to say Norway without checking. So yeah, definitely a fixture that we should be targeting all 3 points, and I think we have maybe just about done enough to qualify in the top 8. Ooh, well, after the game, some more interesting bids. Southampton, our former team, coming in for Alphonso Davies. They've obviously got a lot of money to spend after letting go of so many players. Dusan wanted by one of our big rivals of the save, Tottenham Hotspur. Again, that's being rejected. But for this one, Chan Uzun wanted by Milan. And I know that they have recently just sold Fede Valverde to Newcastle, so maybe looking for a slightly younger replacement to play through the heart of their midfield. And he's not really done it for me so far this campaign. No goals and no assists so far. I'm not necessarily against that if we can get a good fee from Milan. Well, I know that Uzun's contract is up in 18 months' time, so we're not really in a position to drive too hard of a bargain. But if Milan want to sign him now, I do want slightly over the market valuation. Otherwise, they can play the long game and just sign him in the summer. But for 42 million... you can see the tension bar's gone up quite a lot. I'm thinking I might let him go. I'm thinking if he wants to go with 18 months left on his deal, I'm not against that. We rejected a bid in the summer from Borussia Dortmund, but heading out of the country, I'm not against that, you know. Well, we'll have to wait until after our next game to see whether that deal goes through. Taking on Hoffenheim once again, who of course we just demolished earlier on in the episode in our first game by 4-0 at the Allianz. Now travelling away from home with Dortmund hosting FSV Mainz, who of course we've mentioned having a pretty good campaign. I'm hoping that maybe they will be able to take points off them at the Signal Iduna Park. But of course we've just got to keep winning, doing our job, especially now that we're into the second half of the season. Every single game matters. So taking on Hoffenheim, looking for another 3 points. Auf geht's, die Rotten. Oh, what football from Hoffenheim. Oh my goodness. What brilliant football by the hosts. And I hadn't even started commentating yet. Gabriel Jesus with the finish. But what a brilliant move. And you know what, I was just thinking, I'll wait till I get the ball back and I'll start the commentary. But I was just going to say, I was hoping that we can get a couple of goals up like we did in the reverse game. Sembacher, of course, with the hat-trick and a brilliant Michael Elise free kick as Bakker fires us instantly back on level terms. I was hoping to get the goals so that I can bring my starters off for that final Champions League game. But yeah, Gabriel Jesus kind of put a stop to that. But straight from kickoff, Sembacher has us level. Crazy start to the game here. Dusan sweeping up, and now Lima finds a brilliant ball into Musiala. Musiala through to Sem. Flag stays down. Bakker! We have flipped the game on its head. Hoffenheim must be sick of the sight of this, man. That's a terrible throw. And Lopez picks it up, and now it's Musiala. And Musiala through to Sem, and this could be the hat-trick. In the first half again, like he did at the Allianz. He's done it here as well. And Hoffenheim seriously must hate the sight of this guy. A Sembacher hat-trick against them in both fixtures in the Bundesliga. Well, it's all over here, and it's a pretty similar game to the one we saw at the Allianz. Despite the fact that Hoffenheim went in front, we still saw the Sembacher hat-trick. As he made it 2 hat-tricks in the month of January against Hoffenheim. They really must be sick of the sight of him. We didn't need a 4th goal in the end as we just cruised to victory. I made a lot of changes and we sort of lost our rhythm in that second 45, but game secured in the first half thanks to another Sembacher hat-trick. Well, interestingly enough, that leaves us with around 50 million in the budget as we head into transfer deadline day. Not a sale that I was actively looking to make, but with Uzun leaving, just 18 months left on his contract, Will we look to bring someone in to replace him, or am I happy with the squad heading into the second half of the season? I think what we'll do is we'll play out match day 8 against Bodo Glimt, who I think I just saw there, sat 32nd. Yeah, 32nd out of 36th in the league phase. So this should be a pretty comfortable victory for us to ensure our progression to the last 16 with a top 8 finish. Let's get the job done, and then we'll assess the transfers as we head into deadline day to close out the month. Auf geht's, die Rotten. Yeah, I've gone for a really strong lineup out there today, full strength, just to make sure that we get the job done. And to be honest, I think the most important part of today is finding the breakthrough as early as we can, because the longer it goes on at 0-0, a bit like when we faced Union Berlin in the DFB Pokal, the longer it goes on at 0-0, the more they grow into the game, and the more you think it's just never going to come. And well, Sembaka, in the form he's been in, we probably thought he was going to give us the lead there, but not to be. It's a promising start though from Bayern. Elise waits for Sasha Boe down the right. Elise onto that left peg, blocked behind for the corner. Well, just under 25 minutes played, and thus far we've not found the breakthrough, and Elise's dispossessed there. With Sasha going on the overlap, it's left a big gap for Sunday to run into. And Bodo, as I say, just growing into the game here. Strike comes in, and Ronnie has to turn it away. Now a corner for the hosts as the fans are up. Swung into the near post. Dusan heads away, and Musiala will bring it clear. And now Luna, the speedster, into Musiala. Lovely ball forward to Sem. And it's going to be from the corner that we take the lead as Sembaka races away, and he's not missing that one. Hit the post earlier on, but drills in the opening goal, and we catch Bodo Glimt coupled from their own corner as they're out of shape and out of position, and Sembaka drills in the opening goal. He's been on fire today, man. Well, as we kick off in the second half, this is exactly why I picked my strongest lineup today, because you can never take anything for granted in the Champions League, and Bodo causing us some issues. They had that shot in the first half which Ronnie had to turn away, and well, the goal came towards the end of that first half period, and we've really been made to work for it. They're really making this difficult and digging in and trying to stay in the game. As Rojas lifts that to Merlin, and Merlin finds Sembaka for 2. What a strike. He has been phenomenal today. I've no idea how many goals he scored in today's episode. In fact, guys, let me know down in the comments if you can go back and check, or you've been keeping count. Let me know how many goals he's got, because with 2 hat-tricks, 2 today, he's nearly on double digits. And he may well be. If he's got 10 today, that must be a record for the series by one player in an episode. I know Marcus Leonardo got 5 in one game against Leicester, but I don't think he ever got 10 in an episode. But yeah, guys, let me know down below if you've been counting how many goals Sembaka's got, because he has been incredible today. Well, no third goal and hat-trick for Sembaka today, but a man of the match performance from the Dutchman again, as those few travelling Bayern Munich fans celebrate here in Norway, and I'm pretty sure that will be enough to send us through to the last 16. It looks like it with the celebrations, and as the cameras pan to that man Sembaka, I mean, what a signing he has proved to be from AS Roma. Let me know, as I say, how many goals you reckon he's got today in this episode, but he has been absolutely on flames. Well, guys, as we head to transfer deadline day, which we will close out the episode with, I just want to quickly take a look at the standings and make sure we did qualify for the last 16. We did in 7th place, so Brighton finishing top, of course, no extra bonus or anything, but what a league phase for them. Dortmund, Milan, Barcelona, Villarreal, PSG, ourselves and Arsenal qualifying in the top 8. Well, guys, I wasn't sure if I was going to make a signing. I've got quite a few names on the shortlist, but I wasn't really sure if anyone was worth bringing in. But Malik Tillman looks like his deal's up at the end of the season, and of course stayed at PSV throughout the course of the save, but a former Bayern Munich, I think academy graduate, if I'm not incorrect there, can play attacking midfield, left wing, or slightly deeper as a centre mid. And I really like the guy's stats. Great physical stats. Look at those mentals as well. 88 vision, 88 attack position, 89 composure, and technically he's brilliant as well. A really good finisher, great on the ball. And I think with Uzun leaving, look at all those play styles as well. With Can Uzun leaving, with the chance to bring him in on such a cut price deal, it seems like a bit of a no-brainer with the cash still sat in the kitty. Yeah, with that contract up, I am gonna be a little bit cheeky and go in at 37.5 because we have of course got to offer a contract as well. So let's go 36.5 for Malik Tillman. They want 41. Well, at least we kind of know where we stand, and the tension bar not filling up too much. Let's go, I'm kind of backtracking here, let's go 37 million, 38.5. You know what, we need every single penny we can get, so I'm going to go back with 38, and I think that should be enough. Oh my god, come on PSV. 38.25 I'm hoping is going to be enough, and yes it is. Now let's just see, do we have enough to arrange the contract with Malik Tillman? So we do just about have enough money to offer the contract to Malik Tillman. Quite an expensive contract as well. The tension bar was really filling up, and we had to negotiate on quite a big signing on fee, but we got the deal across the line. And I have to say, Malik Tillman reminds me a little bit of Jamal Musiala, just not quite at the heightened level of Jamal. So I think he's a really good signing, a few years older than Can Uzun, but I'd say he's definitely on a better level than the former attacking midfielder who's left to AC Milan. But honestly, Malik Tillman, I think that's a really good signing on deadline day. I'm really happy with that. Well, guys, with our few remaining pennies, I am going to offer out a contract to Marquez. He's on a really low wage, and he's only got 18 months left on his deal. So I want to tie him down before any clubs start sniffing around the young Argentine. So he will sign a new long-term deal to keep him here at the club. But that's going to do it for transfer deadline day. As we see the top deals, another big move away from Southampton as Hodgson departs to Crystal Palace for 94.5 million. Land, I'm not too sure who that is, but he has left Juventus to Atalanta, a club that do quite a lot of business, to be fair, so I could see that one happening. And Rooney has left Leicester City to join Newcastle, another big move for the Toon Army as they look to strengthen. But that's going to do it for the final hour of deadline day, and that is also going to do it for today's episode, guys. I hope you have enjoyed as we head through the January transfer window. Still doing really well in the Bundesliga, and of course now we know that we have qualified for the last 16 of the Champions League. So I think the playoff round will be played in the next episode in February, and then we should find out towards the end our opponents for the last 16, where of course then in the following episode we will recommence the Champions League. But well over the halfway stage in the Bundesliga now, and looking to keep clear of Borussia Dortmund, who are sticking with us all the way, still yet to lose in the Bundesliga this season after 20 games. What a campaign they are having. But guys, I hope you have enjoyed. I'll catch you in the next episode very soon. Take care and peace.